A weekend fight to try to douse Utah wildfires, but is it working? Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Malahi. Mika has the evening off. The Cottonwood Fire near Beaver is the biggest fire in the whole country, 92,000 acres and counting. And new fires now, the latest, the Cherry Fire in Juab County and the Wild Goose Fire in Millard County. And we're under a red flag warning today. Gusty winds, hot temps, low humidity, dry fuels could cause fires to spread rapidly. 380 wildfires statewide have been caused by somebody, not the weather. And we have team coverage for you this evening of those fires. Ariel Harrison giving us the latest on the Juab wildfires. Jill checking out weather conditions in the state as we remain under that red flag warning. And Leslie Duarte is first. She is covering the Wild Goose Fire near Scipio, where roads have been closed, some homes have been evacuated. Leslie, how do things look there?
Brian, I'm standing just in front of that road closure, and I'm going to take a step away from the camera so you can see the scene. That smoke is covering that mountain. We've seen these winds throughout the day. These are the concerns that the fire department is challenging, trying to put some control on this fire, but these winds are just so unpredictable and so extreme that are causing erratic behavior with this fire. Now, the homes that have been evacuated in this area are passing that closure on Highway 50. It's about 4 or 5 homes that have been evacuated there. And just take a look at this scene. It looks like the wind is just pushing some of that smoke into this area, but all these conditions can change. The fire department tells me the wind has been their biggest concern today. They have been seeing wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour, which has been pushing the fire in all different directions. The fire department says they have been experiencing extreme and erratic behavior. As of right now, the fire is just below 9,000 acres, 0% containment. Fire crews hope these conditions improve by tomorrow. With several other fires burning in Utah, the spokesperson for the Wild Goose Fire says she has never seen fire behavior like this, and it's only June.
The winds are just insane right now, and they're just changing constantly. These are growing at catastrophic levels. So that's the difference. We are seeing the extreme fire behavior that we've never seen probably in all of my 20 plus years of being a firefighter.
Now, this fire, the Wild Goose Fire, has been caused by lightning that started Friday. Right now, there are no evacuations orders for the town of Scipio, but they are in a ready status, which means people should have bags ready, medication ready, and all their necessities to evacuate if conditions change. Stay tuned on 2 News with more wildfire coverage. I'm Leslie Duarte from the Wild Goose Fire, KUTV 2 News.
Okay, Leslie, and yeah, we're going to get right to the coverage now. Ariel Harrison, she is live in Juab County, where evacuations remain in place as the Cherry and Iron wildfires rage. Ariel.
At a church in Vernon, and I'm getting caught up in the situations. There are evacuations in communities nearby due to the Iron and Cherry fires. I'm now joined with Toby Weed. He is the Public Information Officer with the Great Basin Complex Incident Management Team 3. You've had a busy week, Toby. Thank you for making time for us this afternoon.
Well, of course.
Which communities continue to be evacuated at this time?
Well, the ones that this shelter is serving are primarily residents in the Lofgren area, but the Lofgren and Vernon Reservoir areas remain in go evacuation status, as well as the towns of Eureka, Silver City, and Mammoth, which are to our south.
So it's serving those communities. We know that there's a use. There's the opportunity to get food inside for rest and reprieve. Lots of things this shelter is offering for those who need it. Update me, Toby, on the Iron and Cherry fires that are still raging.
Well, things are looking really good on the Iron Fire. We've gained a good deal of containment. The Cherry Fire started yesterday as 2 fires, and it burned really hot, and we didn't have any containment this morning at all on it.
Is the weather helping?
Yeah, I think the weather is helping a bit. I think the cooler temperatures are definitely assisting us, and the winds, although they are starting to pick up this afternoon, they haven't been as bad as they were yesterday by any means.
How are the firefighters doing? We have lots of teams working on both these incidents.
The firefighters are doing great, and we're gaining the upper hand.
Okay, that's really wonderful to hear. We know that there's going to be a community meeting tonight. What can people expect from that update coming up at 7?
Well, the main thing is that we want to answer any questions that people have about their situation. We want to talk about the evacuation status, and really we want to make it so that people get answers to any kind of questions that they have.
With the iron fire, at least, the evacuees were able to go home earlier this week and then had to be evacuated again. Do you think they'll get an update where they're able to go home anytime soon?
I sure hope so. It's a really sad story, but
Yeah, we visited with some of the Red Cross volunteers here. You talked about how they're really important in this too at this shelter.
I would have to say that the Red Cross here are the true heroes, and they're providing a service to these people that are just...
Anything you want to add I didn't ask you?
No, just support your local resources, your local firefighters, and definitely support the Red Cross.
Toby, thank you so much. He's been busy all week. We appreciate his time. We're going to be checking out that meeting coming up at 7 to find out the updates on the fires at that point. Again, they're still burning. People continue to be evacuated. We'll be there providing updates on KUTV. But for now, reporting live in Vernon, Ariel Harrison, KUTV 2 News.
Okay, Ariel, we'll look for your report tonight on 2 News at 10. And currently, more than 1,000 people across the state are without power. That number has actually fallen this afternoon. Some good news. The outages impacting Beaver, Garfield, Grand, Iron, Millard, San Juan, and Uinta counties. Rocky Mountain Power says it has shut off electricity in those areas because of current and forecasted weather conditions. As we told you earlier, Utah is under a red flag warning, and forecasters say that conditions could worsen quickly. Although what we just heard from that fire boss is that things seem to be getting better. Rocky Mountain Power also says it is continuing to monitor other areas for possible public safety power shutoffs, but none have been implemented so far. No additional shutoffs. That's good news. All right, Jill, so we had Ariel out there, Leslie out there. We get to get a sense of what's going on at the fire line. What's happening with the weather?
Yeah, so the winds are still whipping in some areas, but they're not quite as strong as yesterday. But fire danger is still extreme to critical in a lot of locations. We have winds shifting. Look at this cold front. So now across the Wasatch Front, you've noticed it's really cooled down, and those winds are now coming from the north. And you can see as this cold front makes its way through central Utah, firefighters will then have to deal with another wind shift. We've had strong southwesterly winds all day long. Look how these winds really start coming from the north. And then this front pushes all the way through down into southern Utah and just kind of stalls. At this point, there is still going to be some really strong winds heading into Sunday, where southeastern Utah is really seeing some windy conditions still. So the fire weather danger for southeastern Utah, portions of eastern Utah will continue into Sunday. For today, it's been extreme. That's the highest level of fire danger out there. That's for this area in pink across eastern Utah. Where you see the salmon color on the map, that's been critical today in central and southern Utah, and then just elevated in Salt Lake down through Provo. Now here's how things change tomorrow. Because those winds really die down for the northern half of the state, we see some of that fire danger disappear. Now we're still seeing it elevated through central Utah, but the area of most concern heading into Sunday will be, again, this salmon color on the map. That means critical fire danger for southeastern and south central Utah. So a place that we'll keep an eye on. Here's our red flag warning. This goes through this evening, and by tomorrow it will just be in that southeast corner. We've also been dealing with strong to severe thunderstorms in this bright green outlined area. This is meaning there's a marginal risk for the rest of the evening for some severe weather and strong thunderstorms in northern Utah. And you can definitely see some of those storms that are out there right now. The strongest ones really have died down, and for the next hour or so, we'll continue to monitor the thunderstorm situation in northern Utah. More on that and a huge cool down for Sunday. I'll show you where coming up.
Yeah, I got a taste of that. That is going to be nice. People will really
nice.
like the